Okay, now we have audio. It appears if you turn it on, it does typically help the audio work. So, to repeat what I just said, welcome. It appears I have no audio. No volume, just lip read right now. That's all you get after 2 months of not doing any YouTube stuff. Do you think you'd expect our snap helping? The battery hasher is back out. No, actually the battery hasher is back out, but there's only 2 cards on it, and then 1 card's out because I'm changing the firmware again. I'm just messing around with it. It was sitting there, but I thought, you know, having a 6-card rig would look better than having a potentially 1-card rig. But the battery hasher has kind of changed a little bit. I still use it. I don't advertise that I use it because, let's face it, mining at the moment is just like digging a hole in the backyard and putting money in and expecting it to grow. But I've gone back to 240 volt rather than the convertery idea, because the convertery thing is still sitting there doing charge and discharge duties, I guess you would say. So where have I been? I've been, for the last 2 months, give or take, I have basically been concentrating on love, life, relationship, making money, working, fixing stuff, doing what I do, and trying to learn a little bit more stuff. Many years ago, I used to do lots of micro soldering. Well, back in the day, it wasn't actually micro soldering, it was surface mount. It's micro soldering now. So I bought well, it's still yet to arrive, a microscope so I can do a whole heap of different Xbox and PlayStation repairs with a little less time and effort involved, i.e. HDMI ports and stuff like that. What do we got? One up the sleeve customs. Hey Brad, how are you? Captain Caveman. Yay, yes. Not sure what you're yaying and yesing to, but I agree. Rush it together. Espanolia. Oh, sorry, I cannot speak Spanish. Lovely mine. Hello from Morocco. Do you have any how-to videos on wind turbines? No, I haven't done anything with wind turbines. I think I've covered this a few times in live feeds before. I can't get council approval to put a wind turbine up here. Right behind me, probably a couple of 100 meters behind me, there's a primary school. And the blocks are pretty close together, and you need specific distances between rotor blades and people walking underneath. So I've got customers coming up here. So it makes it hard for me to do anything with wind turbine. Make a travel vlog. Ruben, thanks very much for the donation, brother. My travel vlog would be me going from here to the toilet, unfortunately. So it's not going to end good for anyone. No, I can't. I'm really not in a position to travel anywhere at the moment. Very much concentrating on getting on top of things. I spent 2 years doing YouTube, trying to push and push and push and push. You know, I'm not good at it. I haven't got that mouse about making videos, and you know, I got the content, I reckon. I think I got the content, but I don't have the editing skills or the time or the motivation, I guess you'd say. So yeah, no travel vlog, but thank you very much anyway, sir. Found some LGB4 cells, brand new, mate. Those clicking sound, positive vibration. Any suggestions? I think on the DIY Powerwalls forum on Facebook, that's been covered many times. There's lots of cells that click, and I think, don't quote me, I think it's the rod in the middle just rattles around. Make a travel vlog. I've been asking for a year now. Sorry, dude. Mike. Good morning, Mike. Editing takes time. Absolutely. Aaron E. Been a while, Peter? Yes, it has been a long time. DIY Tech and Repairs. Welcome, Daniel. I'm trying to remember all these names on the fly. Unfortunately, people don't care about educational vids. If you start pranking people, they... I was actually going to do an entire video. Like, I don't mind sharing financial stuff because I think it comes down to how I've always operated. I try and be open and honest about everything. And I can't believe I'm starting to sniffle. Yeah, I did consider actually doing a video where I actually showed YouTube income and stuff like that to see if I could actually make some more YouTube income, but you know, some people have warned against it and some people have said you should do it, so I don't know. I don't know whether that's something that people want to see. But look, me sharing my $10 a day, nah. Do you use excess electricity to power a water boiler? If yes, how do you turn it on and off and when? Peter, no, I do not use a water boiler. However, I have and do use my battery hasher, i.e. the t-shirt. So that mining rig there, which is obviously not in use at the moment, and because I don't have any excess power at the moment, I'm lucky to charge my batteries every day. In fact, today's supposed to be an absolutely ridiculously hot day, like 40 degrees or something, where I am. Like probably once a month, I've got to use my grid. Like when everyone goes out in the house, so if there's nobody home using any power, I turn the grid on, which means it's just charging from my other solar panels, my grid-tied solar system, rather than exporting to the grid. And charge my batteries that way. And a lot of the times, that's the only way I get up into balance. So I can go an entire month without a single long turning on and doing any sort of balancing whatsoever. If any of you follow the Facebook group, you can have a look at the photos there. And I've shared some photos where I've got 3 or 4 cells that are just horrendous. I did take my X6 the other day and bumped them all back up again because we were supposed to get a really bad cyclone. We didn't even get 2 mil of rain. But we were supposed to get a really bad cyclone, so for the first time in a very long time, I charged my batteries to 4.22 volts. I charged them all the way up as high as I possibly could for took me like 3 days to get them to balance at 4.2. Just because they were touting this as the storm that Brisbane gets once in 100 years or whatever, and there was nothing. It just fizzled out. It turned around and went back out to sea again. So. That's the last time I balanced. That was about 4 weeks ago, I guess. I'm in the process now of upgrading some cells, getting those ones that are out, because I think I had to actually boost charge some of those cells by 50 amp hours. And I use my X6, but I still haven't opened this box, and I feel really good really bad for Banggood, who sent me a T8 IDST to actually do a review on, and I haven't even opened the box yet. So I have got that to do, and I really should get onto that, considering that was a freebie and to do a review on. But yeah, so I don't have that much excess electricity. And then when I did have the excess electricity, if you just search for Battery Hasher, I think Battery Hasher videos on my channel, or even on the Battery Hasher YouTube channel that I haven't logged into for 6 months, you can see what I did there and how I did it with the Batrium. Turned it on and off via the voltage. I think I'd set it to about 56 volts. So whenever the battery bank passed 56 volts, the battery hasher turned on. But I had 4 cards, 3 or 4 cards back then on it. So I've cut it back to 1 or 2, and it runs for a lot longer, and it's better than turning it on and off. If anybody's done mining, you know what turning on and off a rig does. You get a bad reputation. So just start some drama and then capitalize on it. Aaron, I can't do that. Even with all the stuff that went down a few months ago, I'm not that person. I'm not the guy to poke a fire and then sit back and watch. I'll leave that for other people. Anthony Oil. Hey, working on my own Powerwall with about 60 cell 7S for 24 volt system. Any insight? I should go larger pack or 60s. Look, 60 cell will work. I went 80 cell, obviously. The community is starting, I don't think there's anything in the last year that has been an original idea to myself. I think as a community as a whole, we are growing this community and starting ideas and whatever else. And all other YouTubers are just taking those ideas and turning them into videos or expanding on them a little bit. So I think as a community, it's, you know, it's more, the bigger cell packs are becoming the norm. And I'm talking 200-300. And if you look, some of these guys that have got 200 and 300, Mike Nacko, Lithium Solar on YouTube, a link will magically appear here in a second. His are 300p packs. We've got Rowan. His are 240p packs. And when they get low, like when my cells are like halfway gone, I can have a 3.7 volt cell and a 2.7 volt cell, a whole 1 volt of difference. Whether they get down to 2.5, 2.2 volt, 3.2 volts, and they're still all within, they're close. I can't remember the exact details. So the bigger the pack, the better they stay in balance, the cheaper they are to run a BMS on. However, it does take longer to balance, and it does take longer to commission, and you've got to set it all up right. And you've got to think about when you're building the packs, use the Repackr tool on the Facebook forum, on the DIY, Secondlife storage forum, my own forum, I can't even remember the name. Build your packs as good as you can. Watch as many videos, get as many opinions from other people. Don't trust 1 or 2 YouTubers. Especially don't trust any of mine, because some of my old videos are horrendously off, what do you would say, best practice. So we've come a long way as a community, so use the community to build your packs and get a good idea from everybody what works and what doesn't. We all know someone who loves drama. LOL. Hello from Colorado, Madman Productions, welcome. Anyone know anything I can do with components from 12 volt sealed lead acid backup batteries recycled? It must be good for something. Look, if I move this way a little bit, you can see I have a few lead acid batteries. There's a few there. There's 450 kilos of lead I picked up. In order to use them for myself, and I was with all the fires and stuff that have been happening, I really was actually going to put those into service and pull all of my lithium and recycle them. But then I sort of sat back and did some research and looked at all these fires and stuff like that, and they're all end user caused. They're all bad workmanship, bad ideas, bad execution. I can't be doing this right, so I'm just going to do it quick. Messy, whatever. There is a whole bunch of factors that have caused every fire. It hasn't been the stuff that's been thought about, that has had conscious effort put into it. So I was going to go lead. I really was considering it hard. And then I thought the better of it, and I thought, well, my channel will be dead if I go to lead. Look at that, it rhymes. There are 3 cells down there that are broken, completely broken. All the rest are holding about 90 amp hours. I've done a few tests with the X6. I didn't get any of that on video. However, I think I might actually use this one, and I might see if I can run a few tests on those bigger batteries and actually write down the amp hours on them, because they have been sold. They have been sold because I needed to move them on, because I decided not to use them. They're in storage at the moment here because he is somewhere else in the world. But they are going into service, so it will be interesting to see. Maybe I should serial number them or something, and when they go out on site to actually go into daily use, maybe I can test them again in a year's time or something. Don't know. We'll see how things go. Where are we? What's the weather like there? They love to scare you and make all the dramatic, nothing happens. I think what the problem is when I started doing my Powerwall project in 2011, we had a whole heap of blackouts here in my area. In all of Brisbane, we had some huge floods that are like 45 years, 50 years since the last flood of the same magnitude. And they weren't like all the weather channels and all that sort of stuff saying, you know, it's not going to get biblical, but we're going to have a little bit of rain. It got biblical and everything flooded and nobody had an ark. Insurance companies bailed on lots of people, said, oh no, that's flood damage, not covered, blah, 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 blah. And that is basically where that's how I got into all this, because we personally lost power for about a week here. But I already had, I had two 220 amp hour truck batteries here. So all their fridges and freezers kept going at a 24 volt inverter. So things kept running, but we only had 1.5 kilowatt of panels, and it was very dodgy. I actually had to run power cables into the shed. I had to leave the entire house, well, I had to leave the back door unlocked all night because of a power cord going through there. So yeah, the weather, this time, there was a chance it was going to be a big weather event, so they had to do the I'm getting sued route and warn everybody, and and instantly the hour after they warned everybody, the shelves were cleared out in the local grocery stores. All the bread, milk, tampons and toilet paper just sold out instantly. So I don't know what they're going to do with milk, because it probably goes bad, because all the people, they panic and buy all this food and have nowhere to store it if the power goes out. But in other areas, sorry, on that note, in other areas, like I'm talking 200 meters up the road, they were out of power in Forest Lake for like 2 weeks. So it was pretty bad. I mean, 2 weeks in a first world country is a long time. But they did get the power back on as quickly as they could. Any advice on doing what you do with batteries while living in an apartment? Not sure my landlord would appreciate it. I'm not sure, not only your landlord, your neighbors wouldn't appreciate it, man. I wouldn't, I don't think I could recommend doing it in an apartment, especially not with 18650s. Maybe with a safer form of battery, i.e. gel, sealed lead acid, something that doesn't vent. Maybe put it on your balcony. I've seen a couple of people put 2 solar panels, 300 watt solar panels along their balcony, and just hang them off the side so they're not protruding out or anything. They make a little bit of power, but the return on investment is just not there. So I wouldn't be doing it personally. I think your money would be better spent on other things, i.e. dinner with the wife. Waves from Alaska. Wayne, welcome and thanks for the waves. I've played that game before, expecting heavy rain, so put water from the water tank into the pool, backwashed water out of the pool to make room for rain. No rain. I used to do all that top, because my shed in here floods, because I got a main road probably less than 10 meters away it's a heavy gutter, where the water sits, and it goes up a little bit to a footpath, probably about 30 centimeters rise, and then it drops down to my back fence. And my back fence is like a meter away from the back of the shed, so probably 1.5 meters away from my hand. And the trucks come along, and there's all water banked up along the road, and the trucks come along, drive through the water, slosh it up over the thing, and I just get thousands of liters of water just wash through my shed. So that, combined with the heavy rainwater and my tank out here, I basically, every time I think it's going to rain, I drain my tank, literally drain my tank out to the road, so there's less water, so it sort of has somewhere to run away. So yeah, I feel you with the pool thing. I used to have a pool, but I filled it in. I threw a crowbar through the bottom of it. It was very therapeutic. Other people, in inverted commas, yes. We are not even going to go there today. How's the Eddy Energy Redirector? That is one big thing I want to do a video on. It's... What's the right word? Now, considering the unit was sponsored, right? I didn't pay for it. And it's a test unit. I have to use words that are positive. And the only word I have is fucking brilliant. I'm sorry, I hate swearing on here and I really try not to. But that thing is absolutely, completely on point. If you got a box and wrote on that box, and I'm a big thing for getting a charger and it's saying it can do 30 amps. So I sit there and run the thing at 30 amps. And if it can't do 30 amps, I throw the damn thing in the bin and bin it. Let's talk about Vanon batteries for a second. No, let's not talk about Vanon batteries for a second. This thing does what it says it does on the box to a T. I have more hot water. It heats faster than my old one, and I know that sounds dumb, but this thing just seems more efficient. The water gets hotter. I don't know why that is, but the water seems a shit ton hotter. Like, I can't even stand underneath the water. It's so hot at 80 degrees. I mean, 80 degrees is hot water, right? But it's still got to go through pipes and stuff in your house. But the other one sort of, I don't reckon the other one got it up to 80 degrees all the time. I don't know if that's the length of cabling in between everything, because I had it in the battery shed, not in the power meter. That, combined with the fact I can press a few buttons and I can see that I've saved like 600 kilowatt hours, or I've diverted 600 kilowatt hours to my hot water system since I had it, is freaking brilliant. Can't do that with the other ones, the cheaper versions. The metrics and stuff there, boosting it's real easy. You walk out there, go click click. I've only boosted it twice. Once was last week when my grandson was sick, so we wanted lots and lots and lots of hot water, so we could just give him lots of hot showers and clear out his sinuses and stuff like that. It's a little bit better than giving him drugs. And a few weeks ago, it was just, you know, it was just a night where I felt like sitting in a shower, so I boosted it then. But apart from that, it hasn't been boosted. We still sold, last quarter, we still sold 800 kilowatt hours back to the grid. So I clearly need an electric car or something. So the summary of that old conversation is the friggin' thing works, and I could recommend it without any problem to anybody. I've had a bunch of people actually show up, like organised, and they've wanted to see it in action. I think a lot of products like that, before you buy it, you want to actually try it and have a look, so you actually have some trust in it. And I've had probably 10 or 15 people rock up here. None of them on camera, because people don't. You know, there's a lot of people don't want to be on camera. And had a look at the unit and played with the buttons and had a look at the menu structure. I sort of showed them. See you later, bud. I sort of showed them through how it works and how you can set it up, and then if you've got the Harvey, and then you've got the Zappy charger for the car, how they work in conjunction. All those sorts of things, and then actually physically showed them the hot water system and how easy it was to install. I didn't show them the electronic side of it because I'm an electrician, but you can certainly talk them through that sort of stuff. So I think 2 or 3 of them may have actually gone through as a purchase. I'm not sure. I haven't followed up. If you have, contact me if you're watching. I'm just recovering from the man flu also. I almost died. What else we got? Aaron, hey, welcome, brother. It's not 2:30 a.m. No, but it might have been where they are. It is only 7:41 here. Hello from Italy. Welcome. Fires made by idiots are made by idiots. I don't think fires are made by idiots. I think that's a very, very broad statement. I think the fires are made from lack of education. And that's changed my thinking a lot within the community to try and help, try and change that thought pattern. You know, it's not dumb or idiot. Well, I guess sometimes it's dumb or idiotic, but a lot of the times it's just, you just don't know, and then you try something, and you know, we got to make people aware of these dangers. So if you are in the Facebook group or on the forum, and somebody does something obviously dangerous, call them out. Call them out very politely and in an educated way, but definitely call them out so we can grow this community into something that's, you know, we can be proud of. Hi Pete, question on Sanyo cells. Do you have any in your packs at all? I had lots in my packs, Woody Jim. I am progressively removing them. I know lots of people out there have had really good success with Sony cells, or Sanyo cells. Sanyo cells. Are you talking Sanyo or Sony? Sanyo. Cool. I've pulled, I can't even remember, I've pulled quite a few packs from service. Every single pack that I've pulled from service has had a small issue, like one self-discharging cell. Have a guess which cell it's always been. It's always been a Sanyo. There's never been any other make, model, brand or size. And furthermore to that, I don't even put in any of these. I think I've only got really good known cells, like, because if you go on the community databases and stuff like that, there are some good Sanyo cells. So I have used them in some of these ones. But by and large, they are gone. I don't use them anymore. I give them away or sell them. So I haven't seen a single good system catch fire in all the people that do a half job. That's a fair comment. That's a very fair comment. But I think we've got, before we can actually make that comment, I think it's going to take another 2 or 3 years. Now, I've been running for almost 2.5 years now on my batteries, and they're still going strong. My original battery is still down there working at almost 2.5 years, the 7S pack. I have considered upgrading it, but I keep moving back and saying, well, wait a minute, I should leave it there as long as humanly possible. So we do have this benchmark for how long they last. But I think if I have a problem, it's going to be with the oldest pack. So I think even the best built packs are going to have problems in future. But even the best car has problems. You've got to change the tyres, replace the battery. You know, a window might get smashed. You've got to change the oil. So we've got to maintain these things. So as long as we maintain them at a level that is required by the manufacturer, we're going to be golden. So don't drop the ball. Don't get complacent about your pack. David Main, hey Pete, welcome. I'm looking for a cheap controllable grid inverter. Well, Andy, you know how I love my PIP inverters. They are cost effective. I have just ordered for somebody else another PCM60X. So moving forward, I'll be doing some more tests with the PIP inverters and stuff like that. I love the PIP inverters. I love MPP solar. I've never had it, like, in the 4 years I've been using. I think PCM60X is about 3 or 4 years old now. That's still going strong. So that was from MPP Solar, and I bought that second hand. So that was in service from someone else for some period of time as well. I'm not sure how long that was. And then I've had PIP 2424HS, which is still in service. And that's actually who I bought the other charge controllers for. And he's also got all my old AGM batteries. I'm going to try and do a video on that this weekend, because I'm going to go and try and do some upgrades and playing around and throw some more panels on and stuff like that. It is an absolute off-grid system, so it's not up to the code or anything like that. But it's as safe as we can afford to make it. And it's completely off-grid, and it's in a separate shed outside of the home and away from the home. It's basically in his laundry, which is, and he's a metal worker, so everything's made out of steel. There's very little wood and stuff like that. So, and it's gel batteries. And then the second PIP inverter I had, which I believe is still in service down in Perth? No, Melbourne. And that was a PIP 2424 MSX. So that was the MPPT version of the 24 volt. And now I've got two 48 volt versions, and they're just stomping it. They just work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And one of them's been there for probably 18 months. The other one's more than 12 months, I reckon. So I can definitely recommend the MPP Solar products. Just go into mppsolar.com, or even just simply go to YouTube, eBay, and just type in MPP Solar, and you come up. Of course, that doesn't work so well if you work even in America. In America, they've got, you've got 110 volts, so they're not split phased, so they don't work over there. And I think Mike Nacco recommends the Ames inverter, the 10 kilowatt Ames inverter for split phase in America. It's got a good bang for buck ratio. I may have to look after my grandson soon, so he may have to sit here and talk with me. What do we got? What do we got? Welcome to all the new people. Are there new people in the room? Feel free to let me know where you're from. Just type in, wherever you're from in the world. It's always good to know. And if you haven't already joined up for our community forum, head on over to Facebook and type in DIY Powerwalls. We are the DIY Powerwalls group. I think we've got, 24,000 members or something now. So get on over there and have a conversation, and you can learn heaps of stuff there as well. Of course, the community forum as well. You going to school, little man? Okay. Love ya. Have a good day at school. I should get my feet off the bench and get closer to this so I can read. Anyone with a screwdriver and a soldering iron thinks that they can toss together a battery pack willy-nilly without protection and safeguards fire, just cleaning up the gene pool. Wayne, there is something to be said for natural selection, and I was absolutely one of those people not too many years ago. I used to just throw shit together. I was a little bit more educated because I knew what red and black was, but yeah, I guess we're all learning, and you got to learn somewhere. Currently building a 78120 off-grid packed at 5 boxes of batteries from school so far. The cells are testing above 2. They are some freaking serious cells, man. If they're all 2,500 milliamp hours. Shout out from South Africa, Daniel Martin. mppsolar.com.au. I don't think they're .com.au, Daniel. I think they're just .com. Hi from Rocky. I can't pronounce the name. Hello, Peter. How control a BMS all cells individually with 20p or more pack? You get a Batrium, www.batrium.com. Hook up all the Longmons and away you go. It's what I've used for years, and I have absolute faith in the product. Funny people's priorities. Yes, it's funny how people can put, like back in the day, when I was first building these were a lot more expensive. These were like a lot more expensive. I don't remember what they were. But we did some working out, and I spent more money buying these in the early days, including all the broken ones that I got, and used to get a lot of broken ones. I spent more money on these in my entire pack than it cost me to put a Batrium onto a single 7S pack. So if safety isn't in your budget for your pack, I don't think you should start. So that's on priorities. I reckon 20-25% of your budget for your Powerwall should be directly addressing how can I do this better or safer. Of 18650s, just want to know what charge controller to use. Charging name PCM60X will do the job, but you have to set it up manually. You can't just do the normal settings because they are not got settings for lithium in them. Have you considered using pelleter modules? No, I don't even know what that is. Surface dweller, unfortunately. Hello, Peter. How control a BMS cells individually? I think I've covered that one twice. Pelleter are very inefficient. I have a small L city car with a 64S pack. Please remind me of best Batrium BMS solution. You just go and buy the 14S Batrium kit, and then just buy a whole heap more for each S for the Longmons. You can contact support at batrium.com, and they can provide you a quote with what you need to buy. Adequate. I don't know what that was referring to. Pelleter models can be used for several things. 8008S time. Not sure what that means. Dweller things. Where have I got? Oh no, there we go. Heck, I'm a long way down. Those things would be some hot or cold thongs. How is recovering energy lost from heat not efficient? Oh, that's what the Peloton must be. Thanks for bringing back Saturday, Monday live chats. Me too, flu is nearly killing me this year. I've only had it once, and I only got it once because of my grandson. He obviously goes to daycare. I've had my grandson here. Me and my wife have been looking after him for an entire week now. No, more than a week. We've got him for about 10 days while my daughter went to Fiji. So that's been incredible. Seeing a grandson sort of, you know, you walk around the house and he latches to your leg like your own child. Wants uppies all the time. Is so damn cute. You can't even believe it. He's a good kid. He's changed a lot of things. Makes you change the way you think, having little kids around. Of course, my son's 7 years old, and my daughter's 24 or something like that. Close to that. She doesn't watch the live feed, so I'm not going to get in trouble for that. Kill me. What are those? What are those graphics card for? Currency mining? Yes, they are. With the jump, they all get picked up in about 2 hours. I've got like 5 or 6 of them here, rigs, 6 card rigs. As soon as the price jumps for Ethereum and stuff like that, I get a bunch of jobs. I've had like 20 of them in the last 2 weeks. But they haven't been running for so long. They've all oxidized, and some of them have been wet on the motherboards because they're sort of underneath the house. So I've had to go through each rig and replace parts and try and get them all running. I think I've probably got 19 out of 20 running. So I use one for spare parts, but I might be able to get that spare part one running again as well, maybe with 2 or 3 cards. So maybe fires are made by that's a fair call. Wayne Hughes, like Jehu's saying BMS is not needed. From Jehu's opinion, in Jehu's defense, look, I like the guy. I think he's a brilliant content creator. He doesn't have a working Powerwall, yet he's seen as the head of the community. I'm fine with that because he gets the word out there and stuff like that. Sometimes the marketing guru is more important than the engineer behind it. So in Jehu's defense, he's used lithium cells right in his bus. He's put more cycles on his bus than a lot of us have put on our own cells. So I get that. And he had a different chemistry. He had the collab batteries or something like that. And then I think he's got the Tesla battery. He keeps changing. At one stage, he was supposed to get some Samsung cells or something from a phone or something and do a project. I don't know. But he's had a Batrium system. He shared a lot of photos with Batrium set up there. And he chose against using the Batrium system for whatever reason. I don't understand why. He has played with many BMSs. Before we stopped talking, he sent me quite a few photos and stuff with battery management and stuff like that. But I get where he's coming from. He hasn't needed a BMS because he hasn't got a working Powerwall. He hasn't got old recovered cells. And he hasn't got big cycle loads on his little test ones. So he can't see the reason behind it, I guess you would say. So with his thing, I get it. I really do. But he's still, he still promotes the community, and really he's up there with trying to, make a living from his YouTube channel, because let's face it, that is what he does. So anyway, hey Jehu, how are you, bud? Reach out, we'll have a chat. Yeah. From Kenya, have for sale. Is there anything from Kenya? Do you have inverter for sale? No, sorry, can't do that. Long time no see, and you're out of focus. I don't even know if I've got autofocus on. Where else are we at? Average battery life, go brand good cells. I'm thinking brand new cells would be good. Better than new cells. 10T2, I think. How to control BMS all cells individually, 25. Is that the same question again, or am I just doubling up, whatever? Romania, Europe, Slovenia, is it Slovenia? I think that's right. Georgia, Norway, welcome everyone. The original South Wales, that will probably be in the UK, I reckon. Taking pre-orders, oh, that's pretty cool. Trumpland MPP Solar makes 24 volt 2400 watt version of the 120 foot space. There we go, learned something new. So what do? Just run two of them and then join them up for 240 volt? I don't understand how that works. Florida, USA here. I run this forum on MeWe for lithium batteries. Plenty of forums out there already. I think the marketplace is pretty well flooded. Good to know, Mike. Be looking forward to that. mppsolar.com.au. Now the local presence and support. There we go. I'll have to reach out to Peggy. Get this, on Friday I ordered a PCM60X. I reached out, I just messaged Peggy at MPP Solar, and I sent a message to her, and then 10 minutes later she replied back and said, yes, I can do a PCM60X, I can send it directly to you, because I didn't want to use eBay because of certain reasons, mainly the fees. She gave me a stunning price on the PCM60X. Very, very good postage cost, and I think it ended up to be about 15 or 20% cheaper than doing it on eBay, and had it, like, I paid pretty much straight away, but she had it, I had a shipping notice within an hour, and then by like this morning I checked it out and had a look, and it's already been shipped, and I think it's already may even be in Australia. I don't know. I'm not going to look for that on camera. Why are they not? Oh. Okay. So I've just been told the previous comment that's sort of up there somewhere was boobs. We're getting demonetized actually for swearing and stuff like that on YouTube. Come on, you go live at dinner time. Oh, well, you've been in the workshop at dinner time. Just sit there with your phone. Rightio. I'm not even going to look at the live feed for the admin chat. Sorry, guys. I'm back to actually talking to the community. You guys can talk to me anytime. That was funny. That was a good little hiatus. One Computer Kid. Hello, sir, and welcome to the chat. How did you do the funny font? He's not reading YouTube chat. Yes, I am reading YouTube chat. I'm reading every single comment of the YouTube chat. I am just like way behind, because I don't just skip through and pick out the things I want to talk to. I'll actually try and address every single one. And then once I run out of things to talk about, then I run away, except I've got to run away in an hour anyway, because I have to start work. Which battery is working well in 0 degrees of Celsius? Check out Average Joe's channel. Average Joe has a whole series. He's got batteries that are under 2 foot of snow at the moment, I think. So he's doing a lot of testing on some really hard tests on the 18650s. If you're keen, Average Joe, somebody here will probably put a link. One of my moderators. If you want to be a moderator, let me know. All you got to be is somebody known in the community, and you can provide links to stuff I'm sort of shouting out. It's all good. Lithium batteries, 1850 DIY Powerwalls. What charger to use when power goes out and switch to batteries? What are they called? So it's probably not a charger. You're probably talking AC coupled system. AC coupled system needs something with a brain that tells it to stop feeding to the grid and blowing up all the line workers and just do off grid. Or you can do what I do, and I use the PCM. No, what is it? The PIP 4048. MSX or HS or something like that, and it'll automatically, once it hears that there's no grid power available, it'll automatically switch over in UPS mode, so it automatically changes to batteries. You don't have to do anything, it just happens if you've got the settings that way. So if you've got it as priority for the utility. Whereas I have SBU mode, which is solar battery utility. So if we're producing watts from the solar panels, it will go straight from the solar panels into the home. So there's no efficiencies lost with going to batteries and then back to 240 volt again. And then obviously batteries, the SB, so batteries is just from the batteries when there's no solar available, or there's a combination of solar and batteries. And then grid, or U, is utility. So that's when batteries are flat or there's no solar. And I think one of my last videos, I've done a video with all my settings and stuff like that. probably only 4 videos ago. Do take care of that flu, turned into pneumonia, very nasty strain this year. Yeah, I've never had pneumonia. I hope I never do. I'm bad enough when I get the normal flu. Can you imagine me with something that might kill me? UPS or hybrid inverter, absolutely. Poggy. Can I use 2 24-volt solar controllers to charge a 48-volt pack? Yeah, you could. I've seen people do it. I'm not sure whether you should do it. You just split the pack and feed power in, I guess. You'd have to make sure everything was isolated. And if it was a lead acid, oh yeah, it is lead acid. So that wouldn't be so bad, I guess, with lead acid, because when they balance, they just bubble and carry on, don't they? Or vent or fume. So that'd be the primary reason why you wouldn't do it, is just how you work out that balance. But I guess it can still be done. I hope that answers that question. Hello, I'm a subscriber from Finland. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining me. I think I've got like something 3,000 subscribers, 4,000 subscribers since my last video. I'm sorry for all the new subscribers. Well, there's a solid state heat pump, the 12-volt cartridges, temp differential. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry I'm so far behind, but feel free to keep smashing me because this is fun. I should have grabbed a glass of water. From your big experience, what is the average battery life for good brand 1860 cells? Well, I'm only 2.5 years in, and they are still going, so I'm going to say 2.5 years. Can you make a good Powerwall with... I don't think a Powerwall should be associated with 18650 cells, or even a specific chemistry. I think Powerwall can be anything that can run a house. I think you would probably be better off saying, or Secondlife storage. You can build anything with anything. I think part of what we do as a community is reduce landfill, and that's a big thing. So stopping stuff from going into the ground is, you know, just as important as running our own homes, or the power we create. Yeah, but he promotes not using one, which is bad info. That's subject to opinion, and that's up to him to sort of sort that out. And he is there to make money, so you have to consider that as well. He doesn't promote that. He just doesn't have on his Samba. Absolutely, yeah. Parallel kit, 2 hots and 1 neutral plus ground. Just a question. I'm in Oz. In Oz, I'm in New Zealand. Does 18650 Powerwalls insurance affects insurance premiums? Okay, so I can't really quote for anybody else's insurance premiums or anything like that. What I can tell you, it was a paperwork nightmare to get mine passed. And one of the reasons why I haven't changed anything recently, I did do a video where I was going to redo all the cabling and stuff like that. One of the reasons why I haven't done that, and I haven't made any substantial changes yet, is because of insurance. It took me a long time and more effort than I'm ever going to admit to get insurance to even agree that I was allowed to have it on the property. And even now, I have genuine concerns that if something goes wrong, it's not going to be covered. So that's on my head and no one else's, and I know that, and I accept those risks. If I could do it better, I would get the damn thing out of the house, or like out of where it is, and then into a shipping container. That will happen at some point. But of course, the local council also has rules on shipping containers where you need an engineered slab to put the shipping container on, and it may need to be actually affixed to that slab, and that'll literally double the price of my shipping container. And there just isn't the funds for that. There's only funds for life at the moment. I have been in his live chats, and he certainly does gets a lot. Gives a lot of dodgy, at best dodgy info. Stop watching his stuff. Content is more important than accuracy and good advice. I guess that's open to opinion. I do agree, loosely. Yeah. MPP Solar is ridiculous with shipping. When I ordered my PCM60F, it was delivered within 2 days of ordering. I ordered my second PIP, and within 2 days it was here. But I believe it was drop shipped from Melbourne warehouse, not from overseas. But 2 days, that's pretty crazy. MPP Solar, I think, have come a long way. If you Google back in the day, there's heaps of people having problems with MPP Solar products with incorrect voltages and this and that. They fixed their shit, and I really think they're coming out the other side a better product for it. So, but that was a long time. That was 4 or 5 years ago. The stream has a lot of delay. I'm surprised my stream is even working, considering I cut my internet plan back quite substantially to save some cashola. Unicode Fonstar Fun. There we go. What do you think about Solar Arc system? Never had anything to do with them, so I can't comment, unfortunately, buddy. Howdy, haven't seen you for a while. No, I've been working. ATS automatic transfer switch. Yes, they work good. If you want to see something with automatic transfer switches, you can head over to Daniel from DIY Tech and Repairs on the YouTubes. He has some stuff with that. And he's also a community leader. I would class him as community leader because he's very, very active over on the Second Life Storage Forum, and also a moderator for me everywhere. He's very active and contributes a great deal to the community. Good middling batteries, are they worth processing? Okay, so battery Liam Caffey, battery voltage is not an indication of quality of cell. Battery voltage is only the indication of, well, the battery voltage. In a rechargeable battery, you need to test. You need to test every single cell, even if it's 0.01 of a volt. I've got 3,000 milliamp hours out of a cell that's 0.01 of a volt. It was so flat it took me a week to get it to like 2 volts. Not really, but you've got to charge it really slow when it's that low. J-Rock, it has been a long time. Welcome back. JAG100, in my opinion, cells around 2 volts can come back and can be reliable. Test them and check, as I just said, test all of them. Do you know what idle power usage of the pips? Yeah, it's about 6. My 2 is about 1.5 amps, 1.56 amps or something, or about 65, in between 65 and 75 watts. It is quite high, but it is what you pay for. I can hear the magpies in the background. That is probably the lollipop ladies blowing their whistle so the kids can cross the road because it is school time. From the point of view of efficiency, the energy you store in and the energy put out, which chemistry is the best? Lithium? Probably lithium. I'd say lithium would be. But that's, I guess, not an educated blurb from my mouth. Dylan C, cool man, it's been a while. Welcome, Dylan, welcome back. Mango Production, so did you have to get an electrical certificate of compliance with your Powerwall install? Well, all of my 240 volt side was all done by a qualified electrician. I didn't touch any of that. My hands didn't even hold the screwdriver and pass it to him. All the low voltage side in Australia, we under 120 volts low voltage we can do ourselves, and the highest I've ever seen is 118 volts from my solar panels above my head. And if that was ever a problem, which it can't be because the cells are degrading, not getting better, I can always take them down to a 2S rather than a 3S. What is your preferred bump charger to get the cells from 0 to 2.5? Well, you can what do you call it? These things. I've still got a few left. Where is it? Can't even open it up. Right out. There's a razor blade. I'm not sure about the absolute bottom voltage, but these things are really good just to get them up slowly, because these only do like half an amp or some low amount until it gets over the say 3 volts or something like that, and then it ramps up a little bit. The TP4056s, I think, they're good. They're cheap. They're like $2 each on Banggood. Bang. Banggood or whatever. A variable power supply will work well as well. Just turn it to like 0.12 a volt. Let it sit there for 3 hours, and just ever so slowly creep it up. Or you can also get these things and just put, say, 10 cells in a TP4506, and then you can, I don't even know where they are. You can put 10 or 20 cell holders together on one TP4506 and then just charge them really slowly over all of them. Thanks for the advice. The dog must like your voice. She comes and sits by the computer whenever I watch you. I don't know whether to be offended or pleased. I just got my packs organised. So 100p packs. They are 250 amp hours, 800 milliamp hours. They are 250 amp hour is 800 milliamp hour acceptable range for the lowest pack to highest, or should tighten the packs up more. Tightening the packs up more will make the pack last longer, but what you want to do is have a look at, if you've got a 1000 milliamp hour cell and you're using an 800 milliamp, and it's currently 800 milliamp hours, I would say it was usable because it's still 80% capacity if my maths is right. But if you've got a 3000 milliamp hour cell and it's 800 milliamp hours, you wouldn't use it. It's dead, throw it away. It has nothing left to give. Maybe for a torch or extremely low amp application. It's about the difference from new to old. Like, I got cells in there that are 3000 milliamp hours that are 2500 milliamp hours. I've also got cells in there that are like 2600 milliamp hours and a 2500 milliamp hours after testing, before and after testing, and they work fine. But I also use cells that are probably a little bit worse than that, because I haven't checked all that sort of stuff. And that's one thing as a community I've learned, is the better you build these packs, the better they are and the longer they'll last. I reckon Rowan and Mike Nako's are going to last longer than mine by 10 years. I reckon they're going to last 10 years and still going to be running without a problem, just because of how well they've been built. And you've got to remember, back in the day, I was very much the person that was trying to make YouTube videos. And I brought myself unstuck quite a few times from it. I've given away a lot of all the cells. I had a stack of cells here. I gave them all away. All the lower quality ones, like the 1800 milliamp hour packs, I just gave them to somebody who was having an off-grid project and trying to do it on a budget. So see you later. But I made some packs, and I made some poor decisions back in the day. So Peter Kelby, welcome back. It's been a while. It has. Thank you very much for joining me again. Captain Caveman, lay off the smokes, Pete. Pete doesn't smoke or drink. It's just constantly talking dries your throat out. Thanks, Peter. DIY macro transformer spot order or one off the Banggood AliExpress. Mango Productions, that's a good question. It depends on your ability, and it depends on your willingness to make a DIY product. I am very much screw it, I'm going to go and buy a tester. And that's one thing with all these testers and stuff that are coming on the market. It's just easy to go and buy an Opus or a Lakaya Tota or whatever they're called, and test with them than all this other stuff that's coming on the market that's completely unproven. But that's my personal opinion. I guess there are some more DIY people out there with a better experience and better skills and maybe some more spare time that I certainly do not possess. That might work for them. I did get that cough checked out. Oh, I was just dying. It's all right. How's Pack 5 or Cell 5? Cell 5 was given away about 6 months ago. I think it's actually it's having a good life. It's actually in an off-grid property running a composting toilet fan. But hey, I think it's been converted to 12 volt. I think he turned some cells around or something, changed it around to 12 volts or somewhere near it, put a crappy little solar panel on it, a little charge controller, and it just runs the fan in the composting toilet 24 hours a day. So I think that's a fitting end to the battery, and I did give that away. I tried giving that away for a long time. And back at Mango Productions, back to DIY microwave transformers. I do have a microwave transformer here that is open to anybody that wants to come and pick it up. Just show up with a little bit of notice, and then you can have that if you want to make your own spot welder. Or I do have the community spot welder, which has been on loan for the last 2 months. It just keeps coming back and going back out again, so people are using it. Unfortunately, the people that are using it don't want to be on camera. So my electrician has it at the moment. It should be coming back this week, I think. So if you do need to use a spot welder in Brisbane, Australia, and you're willing to drive here and pick it up and shake my hand, you're willing to come and do that. And there is a 300C battery, LiPo battery, that comes with it. And I will probably send out the IDST as well to charge it. So as long as, you get some reviews on this sort of stuff and feedback and whatever else. Jorgensen, bring up bad memories for Peter Backpack 5. At least nobody brought up the bus bar saga yet. Brings a tear to my eye. K-Weld is absolutely brilliant, and that is, of course, my DIY. No, my community spot welder. My grandson is back. He's walking through the gate. How was he? He's not a happy chappy. I think grandma's not a happy chappy. That before you go, the price is quite high. They may as well get a Sunco. Sunco 709 AD. 709. Come on, can we please, Mango Productions, can we please stop using the 787A? That is a comprehensive piece of junk. I gave it away, and the person I gave it away to didn't even use it because it was such a piece of junk. Like I got it for purpose of review, and it's just a piece of junk. It doesn't work. There is no situation where that works out of the box as a spot welder. I'm sorry, I don't care about your experience. They suck. 709 AD is the one to get, and works for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of solar points. I've used Rowan's. I've borrowed his. Someone else has borrowed his. He's done thousands of welds. Rowan's done, oh my god, Rowan would have to have done 10,000, 20,000 solder spot welds, even more. I've done heaps and heaps and heaps. It's probably done 100,000 spot welds or more, and it's still going strong. But as I just read Mike Nacko say, the 110 volt version doesn't work. Get the 240 volt version. Even if you're in the States, demand the 240 volt version. The 110 version is pretty horrible. And you have a look at Mike Nacko's. I mean, I've done some videos on the 709 AD. Mike Nacko's done a few. You have a look at Mike's, Mike N. His videos and stuff, and his mods of his 709 AD are next level and make it into an extremely good unit. Some very good upgrades there. Go and have a look at his video, and he will probably put a link here shortly. I need to bug Joe to get my spot welder back. Did someone say bus bar saga? They did say bus bar saga. Joe has been busy snow blowing. He's been very busy snow blowing, the poor bastard. There we go. There we go. That's what Mike just said. Sweet. I don't have one yet, but I'll stay away from the 7. Thank you very much, Mango Productions. There is a certain green and black insulator ring on A650s that I have come across, and all too hot to touch when processing them. Any thoughts? Yes, recycle them. Recycle thoughtfully. I wish I knew before. West Coast Stacker. Yes, a lot of us have had bought products that just don't work, unfortunately. I got one because I got it for free for a purpose of review, and I have never done a single spot weld with it, and I had it for like a year before I gave it away. I gave away like 20 of these 7210A up there, which is still working and charging this bank. And this bank runs, there's a light, I don't know if you can see it, there's a light, you can just see the end of the light just here. It runs an LED light there, and then it runs an inverter and my 3D printer that sits here. It's good because I can run the 3D printer 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I've done a 4-day print off the batteries and it still hasn't gone flat or anything. My good wife is about to walk in the camera.
My fucking good wife here.
Oh, she just swore on camera.
Oh well, too bad.
Oh, I just got in trouble. Did you just get off camera? Hey, hello, look, that's you on camera. This is my grandson. YouTube, all 62 people sitting here watching me at the moment, or listening to me, you know, cough and bark. This is my grandson, Archer. How old is he now?
I don't know, you tell me.
I don't even know my own kid's age.
Yeah, well, he was born in January, so what makes that?
It makes about 14 months.
Wow.
She's good at this parenting thing. I am absolutely not. I'm going to shake it. You're in the corner of the screen. They can see you shaking your head in disapproval.
That's okay.
Say hello. Say hello. I'll do round and round the garden, then he'll disappear. Yeah, round and round the garden. Yeah, round and round the garden, like a teddy bear. 1 step, 2 steps, tickling under there. There you go. You want to go? You want bottle? Do you want your bottle?
Use your words, lazy bum.
He can't even say mum yet. He can't use his word for bottle.
Let's go.
Okay, see ya.
You either come or you stay. Hurry up, make up your mind.
You want to stay with Poppy or go with Nan? I'm ignoring my stream at the moment. People are going to leave. But you know what? He's way more important than you guys. Isn't that terrible saying that?
Come on.
Kisses. Kiss. Kiss. Ah, that's his kiss.
Come on.
See ya.
Go.
Come. Get in then. Oh, there we go.
That's so.
That's so. Are you talking to me or him?
Bit of both.
Oi! That's a bit harsh.
Oh, not really.
Whatever. Yeah. Right now, I'm back to you guys again.
Wait, no, he's lying. Where'd I go? 7019 is amazing. I wish they knew. Oh, there we go. I'm caught up. Liam, Caffey, that model. I don't even know what you're talking about there. But anyway, I love my K-Weld. Very accurate energy delivery. K-Weld is on point. It is awesome. And it is definitely better than the Sunco, but it's a little bit harder to put together. But it's still, I mean, if you want a DIY version that looks absolutely sexy, do that. And if you want to try it out beforehand, come and borrow it. 10% discount code for MPP solar inverters and charge controllers for HBPowerwall viewers. That will never happen as I'm not sponsored by them. However, if you, like in Australia, you've got to pay 10% GST on all sales through eBay. So if you message Peggy at MPP Solar directly, you'll save 10% because you don't have to pay the GST. So technically speaking, that's true. There is a K-Weld spot welder, community spot welder, making its way to me next week for St. Patrick's Day in Dublin. That is awesome. How do you like your Ender 3? J-Rock, it is frustrating. I really should say it's awesome, considering it was a sponsored unit as well. But it endlessly frustrates me, if I should be honest. Every second print fails.
I've replaced a heap of parts on it, and it just doesn't feed the filament in very well. I think I need to get it. I've got the aluminium extruder. I've gone back to the standard one. It just doesn't work. It puts blobs all over the thing. I've changed the hot end. I've changed to an all metal hot end. I've tried the PTFE tube. I've changed different brand of thing, and I think it comes down to my setup or my settings or the STLs I'm using. But I tell you what, I can't get much love. I tried printing out these for people. Somebody wanted me to help them out and print a whole heap of these out. This is the only one that printed properly out of about 20 attempts. So yeah, I think the other end printed as well. I've got some of these printed. I've got some M5 stack holders. I've still got 2 of them if anybody wants to pick up one of them for the M5 stack. Yeah, but I've done a lot of prints and I've done a lot of good stuff, but I've also wasted a lot of stuff. You can see here, I still got, and you can't even, it won't focus obviously, but the M5 stack, I've got one stuck to the wall, so it sits there. So that's over there running on power. Of course it'll turn off now. M5 stack, which is pretty neat. The software still hasn't been released for it, and in fact I haven't got another release for this for months. So it's all working still, and that has been running now for 20. I run that all day, every day since I got it, and it hasn't missed a beat. I heard a car door. I'm not sure if that car door was supposed to be coming up here or not. It might have been my wife. Might have been the wife leaving. I don't know. The only thing about this is the internal battery turns off quite quickly, and it goes flat. In fact, the internal battery it lasts 30 seconds or something like that. But it does work well when you plug it into power. So I just got an iPhone charger. There are some. There we go. Plug it back in again. Turns back on again. Away it goes. You can get the cable mostly assembled. Wouldn't call it DIY per se. No, it's not DIY, but it's still more DIY than the Sunco. Dumb question. Where in Australia are you situated? Not a dumb question. I'm in Forest Lake. Probably going to Darwin, Adelaide in October. With a solar electric car with a bait trim system. I would love to tag along to that, but yeah, it's a little bit of a ways away. Fuse wire or glass per cell. I use the fuse wire. Lots of people use glass. Some assembly required, some assembly necessary. A lot of tinkering. I've done a few upgrades to get mine to get the direct drive upgrade. Yeah, the direct drive is one thing that I was going to do, but yeah. Yes, I've changed all them. I've got all new ones. I went and bought a heap of stuff. I've even got that there. I haven't put that on yet. So I bought so much gear to try and, well, not so much I guess, but I bought a bunch of stuff to try and do it all. I've tried to do the Bafang, I think it's called Bafang mount, the fan holders. It just didn't work. Even that, I couldn't even get that to print. So and mine has a good day, some bad days. Thanks for that code. I guess mine was made on a Wednesday. Hump day. Just upgrade to direct drive and have seen a big difference in my print quality. Direct drive is something I've looked at, but to be honest, it's a little bit disheartening. Putting a glass bed on it really worked for me, because I had, with the other bed, I could never get it level because the back corner, back here, was weird with all the cables and stuff. It would never level on that corner. I had to change all the springs and everything. Yeah, not on a Friday. Use Blender and Cura for printing. I use Cura for slicing. Steady flow of dye splashing in your face. Hello. That is just the best, most awesome YouTube name yet, considering that my grandson has had explosive diarrhea for the last 2 days. I've changed more stinkers than I care to admit to. And that's messy. You've got to just get a hose and hose that shit down. Get the metal hot end installed and try PTG. It's a world of difference. I'm getting Excel prints. Yeah, the problem is I've got so much other filament up there. I've got ABS up there. I've still got 4 kilos of ABS, 5 kilos of ABS, and a couple of rolls of the other one. So excuse me. Oh, sorry, I really am choking to death here. Had to huck that one out. Use blender, Dara. Get it hot end for the world of difference. Yes, so yeah, I've got a heap of other filament here I've got to use first. I guess you get that, but it is a good learning curve. What else we got? We've caught up to the chat. Excellent. Well, tubers, I might actually take the opportunity to call that a live feed, because I really need to go and get a glass of water and turn the fan on, because I'm starting to drip sweat. Direct and drive upgrades. Triangle Lab on AliExpress makes good stuff. Cheapest from China, better quality than normal Chinesium. I hear you, but it's super pressed like a PLA and acts like ABS. Oh, that's interesting. I've never heard it put like that before. I'll have to have a look. Check out Teaching Tech YouTube channel for 3D prints and other great YouTube channel. Number 3. Yeah, thanks very much for that, J-Rock. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. If you've enjoyed the feed or whatever else, smash that like button. Thank you very much for tuning in. And I'm going to catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys. I'm out. Going a glass of water for sure. Big hug from Pomland. That's weird, but right back at ya.